Hello, I'm Emma Rice.
And I'm Simon Baker.
And this is a special programme for Frome FM to tell you how a theatre company called Wise Children ended up owning and running the former Portway Methodist Church in Frome. Hi Simon.
Hi Emma.
We should introduce ourselves.
We probably should.
I'm Emma Rice and I am the Artistic Director of Wise Children, the theatre company.
And I'm Simon Baker and I'm the Creative Director of Wise Children, the theatre company.
And we're working with Frome FM to make a programme about our amazing new venue in the former Portway Methodist Church, but I think we can't start there.
I don't think we can. I think we've got to go right back to basics. I think there's a lot to unpick.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need to know what a theatre company is.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need to know who Wise Children are.
Yeah.
I think we might need to know a bit more about you.
Okay.
And then eventually we'll get on to what is the lucky chance.
Love it.
Still quite a lot to take in, but let's start with what is a theatre company?
Brilliant question. And one that isn't asked very often. A theatre company is a company that makes theatre. That sounds simple, but actually it's not, particularly a company the size of Wise Children, which is actually a substantial, very well-funded company of national importance, we should say. So it's a company of people, actors, musicians, technicians, administrators who work together to create theatre. Now, some theatre companies might stay quite locally, but Wise Children is a touring company, which means we tour nationally, we tour to London, and we also are touring internationally.
So we've made shows. So Wise Children, which is your theatre company, have made shows all over the place. So we've done shows for the Royal Shakespeare Company, National Theatre, but we also toured to places like Bath Theatre Royal, Bristol Old Vic, Home, Manchester, all the regional touring theatre companies, plus some of the bigger London venues. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And touring theatre companies, as well as taking the show itself, it's the physical show. So we take everything with us to those theatres. So theatres, when we get them, are generally empty. You get the stage and the seats.
Yeah.
And you get their staff, which run their theatre, and then everything else you see on stage, we have to take with us. So that's what makes us a touring theatre company. So everything gets packed on two great big trucks, and we, on a Monday morning, we go and unload our set and our lights, sound. We do a quick rehearsal, and then the show happens magically on Tuesday night. But that's broadly what a touring theatre company is.
I love the word magically.
Magically, yeah.
Yeah. Because it doesn't take a massive team of people working out all the technicals, all the accommodation, all the wages, all the health and safety, all of that stuff. And in fact, it's worth saying that we do have a fantastic team that we work with. We have an office in Bristol led by our exec director, Poppy Keeling, who runs the amazing sort of producing side of events and administration. And then we have another office in Frome, run by you, the creative director, as well as the lucky chance. So we've got quite a big footprint in the southwest.
Yeah, Wise Children's now a big operation.
Yeah. So,
and we have at least, we kind of normally do one big show a year. That's what we would normally do. We take out one big show a year, usually around March, April time, and that show would tour for the rest of the year. And then later on in its life, it might pick up international dates in America or Australia or somewhere. But we're heading into a much busier period, aren't we?
We are.
And then, as kind of idiots that we are, we've also got the lucky chance, our venue, which we're going to get to. But I think it's important we find out a bit more about Miss Emma Rice.
My favourite subject.
your specialist subject.
Yeah.
So how did you get out? How did Wise Children happen? How did you get here?
Oh, blimey, Si. Well, I want to say when I was a child. It's really hard to know where to start.
I know, it's really hard.
I know. Well, I used to run and work for a company in Cornwall called Knee High Theatre Company. Now, some of you might have heard or seen Knee High, and it was an amazing company. Beloved of audiences, particularly across the southwest. We used to perform outdoors, on cliff tops and car parks, and I was with them for many, many years, performing and then directing. And then I left Knee High and I got a job at Shakespeare's Globe in London, which is probably a whole other programme, so we won't go into that, but it lasted 2 glorious years, shall we say.
Yeah.
2 glorious short and long years. And I came out of that deciding what to do with my fantastic life. And I knew I wanted to do something special. I knew I wanted to do something that was my own. I knew I wanted to do something that mattered and that was rooted in my life and my community. And I created Wise Children. And I called it Wise Children because I was 50 at the time. As you know, I felt I was smack bang in the middle of my life. And I thought, I want to be really smart, really clever, but I also want to be just as silly and idiotic and as childlike as I ever was. So I felt being a wise child was a perfect way of starting a company. And of course, I'm quoting my favourite book, Angela Carter's Wise Children, which was my first project. So that's how Wise Children came about. And it came to Frome a little bit more slowly.
Yeah.
Because we started, we were living in Bristol at the time. It's probably worth outing the fact that we're married at this point.
Yeah, we should probably admit to that now.
So when I say we, it's not the royal we, it's me and Si. We were living in Bristol when I started Wise Children. And we moved out of Bristol. I think I missed the beautiful rural nature of Cornwall, and I pinpointed Frome as a brilliant, dynamic, artistic place to live. But in fact, we moved originally to Whatley, didn't we? Just outside Frome. Yeah. Where we spent lockdown.
Yeah.
And then I had enough of lockdown, didn't I? And I wanted a pub and a shop. And we moved absolutely into the heart of Frome, where I'm going to speak for both of us. We're very happy.
Yeah, we're very happy. Oh, you're looking at me crossly. We're definitely very happy. I don't need rescuing yet.
So that's the long story of how Wise Children happened. And it's also worth saying that we don't only make theatre, we run a training programme as well. So at this sort of pivotal moment in my life where I decided to create touring theatre, I also felt that it was really important to train the next generation, or indeed sort of new collaborators, to keep bringing new people into the company. So we run residential courses. All of them have free places. We run courses at the theatres that we go to, and we have 2 residential courses where we bring amazing performers from across the country to Frome.
And there's a few things I just want to pick, just to explain to people that don't really, are still trying to work out Wise Children Theatre Company. Now, we're not a children's theatre company. That's the other important thing to say, which is confusing because your other company was called Knee High, so one could assume you make children's theatre, but we don't.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Just happen to have named the 2 companies. Well, I didn't name Knee High, but both those companies have childlike names.
Well, the thing is, I'm quite a childlike person.
Yeah.
And I use the word childlike advisedly because I don't think the work is childish at all.
No.
But I think there is a delight and an innocence and an enjoyable quality to our work that I'm not ashamed to be childlike. But it is for adults. It has lots of depth, lots of meaning.
It's often quite dark.
And can be quite dark and political as well.
Now, we've made, Wise Children have made an awful lot of shows, including Wise Children, which was our first show back at the Old Vic. We did, I can't remember now, Mallory Towers. Then we did Romantics Anonymous.
Baghdad Cafe.
And most recently, not our most recent show, but fairly recently, we did a show called Wuthering Heights.
Yes.
And I think we should play a piece of music from that now, just to kind of give everybody a bit of a taste of what your work might be like.
Fantastic. What song are you going to play, Si?
Well, I think we should play Paper Love. What do you think?
Beautiful.
Music by Ian Ross, lyrics by Your Good Self. And this version is Lucy McCormick with the original London cast sung live on stage at the National Theatre.
Paper love spins in the cooling breeze. Paper love runs in the rain. short breaths. It blows for a few sharp shears. It gasps and it rattles for a few small deaths. It sobs with a tiny tear. La da 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 da.
I love that record.
Paper Love.
Yeah.
It's a good one, isn't it?
I love it. I love the sort of... she's so innocent, young Kathy. That character is young Kathy, so famous Kathy's daughter, and she thinks she knows what love is, but she's got a long way to go. So it's got all the innocence in it, but yeah, she's got a big journey in front of her.
It's very good. It's coming back, that show, as well, isn't it? January.
It is.
Wuthering Heights.
Not in England, though.
No?
It's going to Australia, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So any local Frome residents that want to nip over to Australia, you can still see it. Still see it there. You can actually watch it on telly, Wuthering Heights. Yeah, it's available on Sky Glass and I think on Sky Arts. If you've got any of those channels or Sky Glass, I think you can actually download and watch Wuthering Heights, our production of Wuthering Heights.
Do it.
Still
it's
going.
Really special.
So we've worked out what a theatre company is.
Well done.
We've worked out what Wise Children is. We've established that we're not a children's theatre company. And we've worked out who you are.
Yeah.
So everybody now knows that we live in Frome. So how did we end up buying the former Portway Methodist Church?
Well, when I set up the company, I think I always knew I wanted a base. Because the thing I love about touring is you keep finding new audiences. You can travel to new places. I mean, touring, when you're actually on the road, I mean, I call it the best of times and the worst of times, is that you do have some of the best nights in your life. You know, you meet surprise people, you have surprise parties, you make very close friends. And you also have really bleak times. You know, it can be lonely. It's hard to know what to do in the days in a strange town. So we're asking a lot of people. And if you're also adrift when you're making the work, you can feel a little bit unrooted. And I think one of the great things about Knee High was that we were rooted in Cornwall, we were rooted in our community, and then we took that community out into the world. And that gave us comfort, community, that word I keep coming back to, and a sense that we weren't just being sort of buffeted by chance. So I think I always knew that I wanted a base for Wise Children. And we had quite a long look, didn't we? I mean, I seem to remember some crazy plans.
Oh, I mean, wild and crazy. Yeah, I mean, we started, well, really at the kind of very early when Wise Children first started, we started looking for space, and we looked at, do you remember going to look at a derelict, I think it was a TK Maxx or a Debenhams?
Yeah, in Weston-super-Mare. And it still had I quite fancied that because it had like an escalator in it.
Yeah, it was properly, it had been empty for years.
It was derelict and frightening, wasn't it? And I didn't know how I felt about having glass windows open to the public, because making theatre is quite an intimate thing. So, and then I thought it'd be odd to cover up the glass, but then also weird to have people
to reveal it,
looking in as well. We looked at a strange, sort of massive rambling B&B, didn't we?
We looked at a few. We had this kind of crazy idea that we would buy a pub at one point, because we were looking for a space that had a function room and might have rooms where people could stay, and community space and place where people could eat and work, or with a big garden where we could put up a marquee to rehearse in.
I love the idea of a pub as well, which we'll come back to later,
Yeah.
because pubs are at the centre of their community, aren't they? They're a
Yeah.
place to meet, they're a place to tell stories, they're a place to relax and share experiences with people. So I think theatre is not far away from the pub. It's not far away from the church either, so there's lots of things joining. But in our quest for a base, there were some problems. One is how you pay for it. We were a new start-up company, so we didn't have lots of money in the bank. And we knew that we'd have to fundraise. And a lot of these projects would need a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we were talking to town councils, local councils. We were having interesting conversations. And we had fantastic conversations with Frome Town Council.
Yeah,
We've had
really
great support from the council here, made fantastic friends. And I did think, secretly and probably not so secretly, that the tops for me would be to have a space in Frome.
Yeah.
Even though we were looking at Weston, Bristol, Bath, places far afield. But for me, the thought of having a place where I lived that I could look after and love and be absolutely at the heart of, in the DNA of that space, became really important to me. And we had fantastic conversations and some big plans with Frome Town Council. And then I had, my memory is, one of my moments, which you know more than anybody else I have, where I suddenly went, I am impatient. I cannot wait for this. It was after COVID, and actually COVID for all of us was so hard, wasn't it? But for theatre companies, we were just, I mean, you know, I'm not going to, everybody suffered in COVID, but theatre, we couldn't make work. We couldn't be with our friends. We didn't know if our industry was going to survive. So coming out of it, I suddenly thought, I can't wait any longer. I can't have a project that's going to take 10 years. I want a project that happens now. And I think I said that to you and Poppy. I said, I want something that can happen within a year and is up and running within 2. And I looked on Rightmove that night, I promise you, and the Portway Methodist Church was on Rightmove.
It was. I mean, there's sort of two versions of that story. You looked at Rightmove at pretty much the same time that somebody at Frome Town Council had sent Poppy the details and said, I don't think you'd be interested in this. It's pretty derelict.
Well, also, it wasn't just that it was down on its luck, but it also has no access.
That's zero. Yeah, that's true.
So for a theatre company, the chapel is problematic because you can't drive a truck up to it.
No.
But I looked at it and I thought, well, wait a minute. Not only is this in a phenomenal location, so central and yet so magical. It's like perched on the top of Frome and yet, you know, literally opposite Lidl's.
Yeah.
But it was also at a price that was achievable and was achievable quickly and was achievable independently. I mean, I don't want to get into the company's finances, but we'd had a very good first few years of trading, and it wasn't easy, but this was actually a crazy scheme that was possible. And I mean, I looked around it. The estate agents did an open day, and I looked around it and there was quite a lot of people there. And I had that feeling when I was like, oh my God, I want this so much. Yeah. And I almost cried because I thought, I'm not going to get it. You know, those moments where you see the thing that's going to make everything work. Yeah. And there were so many people looking round, and I thought, there is no way that this is going to slip through my fingers, and I'm already heartbroken. And I'm capable of doing that. I'm capable of sort of having quite a dramatic fantasy narrative. But I did say to you and Poppy, this is it. I really, really want it. And I think we all felt the same, didn't we?
We did. I mean, it was quite extraordinary. I was there. We've got some pictures. I think they're on our website, of us looking around. But we were looking around with an awful lot of builders and all kinds of contractors and real estate agents, and everybody was looking at it to convert it into flats or houses or, you know, all kinds of plans. So we were very nervous we wouldn't get it. I was nervous because at that time we didn't have a plan B. Normally at Wise Children we have a plan B, C, D, E, and we can usually dig ourselves out of whatever pickle we've got into that day. But with the building, we really only had a certain amount of money, without having to then go to sort of other investors or try and raise the money, which takes a long time. So this was kind of perfect, and there wasn't an alternative. We didn't have a kind of alternative at that point, so we didn't have a fallback plan at all. So the stakes felt quite high, and then I actually can't remember the process. It was just we were just coming out of COVID.
We had to put in a bid. It was after COVID, and we had to put in a bid, and the council helped us. Our friends helped us. We thought, and I think we thought we might not be the highest bidders, but we thought we could really say how much we would love this space, and look after this space and fill it with magic. And you know, I've said it before, but you know, theatre is very like church. You know, groups of people come together to sing songs, tell stories, create community, create meaning. And I think on a good day, theatre makes you leave feeling that the world's a slightly better place and that you're not alone, that you've shared something quite primarily important, you know. And there was something about this beautiful chapel that I felt was, this is going to sound, having been quite sort of spiritual, is going to sound really practical, but it felt achievable. It felt like we could get this space. We had the wherewithal in the company to make it beautiful, make it safe, make it environmentally friendly, make it warm. I just thought, this is it. It's in the right place at the right time. And thankfully, all the stars aligned and we got it. We have had some bumps along the way, so it's not like the stars have aligned.
Think, let's just go back a little bit. When you say it was achievable and affordable, that was based on Emma Rice, I really want a rehearsal space in Frome. And it's going to be here. Rehearsal space, listener. Bear that in mind. So a rehearsal space is usually just a very large open space with as high a ceiling as you can get and as wide and as long as you can be, and then you kind of need another breakout space, which we like to call a green room quite often in theatre, or you know, it's just a kind of place where actors can go and have their lunch or learn lines or learn a song while something's happening in the main rehearsal space. And it would be beneficial if it had a kitchen, maybe like a microwave and a kettle, and it's good if it's got running water and a toilet. That's your basic requirement of a rehearsal room. Often got wrong by people, but that's your basic requirement. And the Port Methodist Chapel at the time, it was down on its luck, but the resources we had meant that we could probably tidy it up, paint it, fix some things that were broken, and we could rehearse in there. Except then you, and I am pointing at you, changed what we like to call in the theatre industry the parameters a little bit, didn't you?
Or the goalposts, as I like to say.
Or the goalposts.
Yeah. Well, I felt once we had it, well, this would be rude to not share it with the neighbours and our community. Why don't we turn it into a tiny theatre?
There you go. A simple... And that's what happens in the world of Emma Rice. Why don't we turn it into a simple theatre? Which, of course, for anybody that's ever built a theatre, which I shouldn't think there's that many people, triggers a whole host of problems and issues and hurdles and challenges, which we then spent the next 18 months lovingly, through gritted teeth, trying to deal with.
I'm sat here grinning away at Simon because, of course, it was Simon that had to deal with everything. Asbestos, damp, faulty stonework. I don't know whether you remember, but we had, listener, but do you remember there was that big bit of graffiti, a strange massive man that had appeared on the front of the building between the time that we bought it and then got the keys, if you see what I mean, between us getting our offer accepted and getting the keys, this massive bit of graffiti went up, which we didn't know whether it was important, we didn't know whether it mattered to anybody.
No.
It cost us a fortune to take it down because it needed specialist equipment. That happened, and then of course, shall we mention it? The drains.
Well, we should
the
mention
sewers.
it. It's the story of
the historical poo.
Yeah.
The toilets. We couldn't get the toilets to work. Basically, you don't want to go into details, but the long and short of it is, after many late nights digging up the sewers, we discovered that tree roots had grown through the pipes, and they had to be replaced. And that was not me doing that. That was you, wasn't it, Simon?
Well, it was me and our team, Jay, and Poppy as well. I mean, Wise Children is a massive team, and we all kind of worked on various elements of it. But I think certainly over Christmas last year, we spent what started with a sink plunger and ended up with 2 massive JCB diggers digging up a front garden. If anybody had suspicious water in that popping up in their gardens on Alexandra Road, I imagine that was the thousands of litres we pumped out through that system during December to try and find out what was going on.
But long story short, we did it.
We did do it.
And we created a beautiful, magical, tiny theatre. It's still a rehearsal space.
Yeah.
It's still a space to teach in, but it is now also a space to welcome Frome to share our work.
I think we should play another record.
Yeah.
What do you feel like?
What's it going to be?
Well, I've written down we should play something from Bluebeard, which was the last show we made, and the first show we rehearsed at Lucky Chance.
Oh, yes, do it. What song's it going to be?
I've literally written here something from Bluebeard. We could do Lucky, we could do Trouble, we could do Three Little Rings. What do you fancy?
Let's do Trouble. It's an absolute banger.
Okay, here's Trouble from Emma Rice's production of Bluebeard with music from
Stu Barker. Lyrics by me and sung by the incredible Steffi Hockley.
They call me Trouble, trouble, trouble. I dance on the rubble, trouble, trouble. Born to puzzle, poke and break, trouble, trouble. I smash what destroys me, trouble, trouble. Trash what annoys me, trouble, trouble. Bullshit I burn at the stake. Don't pour oil upon my waters or shelter your daughters. Sand down my corners, explain my mess and my joy and my pain. When I was young, my dad promised that on my 18th birthday he'd take me to the pub and treat me to all the delicious drinks that were now at my disposal. He said that wine made food and life taste sweeter, and that beer would taste bitter at first, but he told me to be patient. Give it time, he said. He never took me to the pub, not because he went back on his word or forgot, but because by the time I turned 18, well, I'd drunk every bar in town dry. He was right. Wine eases everything, and bitterness grows on you. Vivid, not calm. Trouble, trouble. A cause for alarm. Trouble, trouble. They wish I was easy, sweet, but no. I like my rough edges, my wild untrimmed hedges, pulled by my own undertow. Don't pour oil upon my waters or shelter your daughters. Sand down my corners, explain it. I'm hot, raging, thirsty, I'm greedy, I'm sad, I'm so angry, I'm boiling hot mad. I'm troublesome, bothersome, popping my bubble and stuff. They call me
Oh, it's such a great track. I just love it. And it's such a taster of what Wise Children's work is like. Really musical, really super talented performers, world-class performers, but so enjoyable. Just amazing.
Brilliant. And made in Frome.
Absolutely made 100% in Frome.
I love it. I love that show. And that production, where that clip's from, is currently so it's going through what's called post-production at the moment, and it will be available to watch on demand on Marquee TV around about the time this programme comes out. So that's
Fantastic.
exciting. So you can actually watch it on the telly. So, Lucky Chance, it's kind of getting close to Christmas. Christmas decorations are now out in Marks and Spencer's. I noticed today. What are we doing at Christmas?
We are going to do the Little Match Girl again at the Lucky Chance. So we performed it last year. There's a little bit of a story. Have you worked out there's a story about everything? But I first created my production of the Little Match Girl when I was at the Globe in London, and I made it for the Sam Wanamaker Theatre, which is the indoor space at the Globe, and it's candlelit. I've always loved making work for families and working with folk tales. And when I thought about candles, and it made me think about matches, and I thought, oh, the Little Match Girl in a candlelit space will be amazing. And it was a beautiful, beautiful show. And when I left, my amazing team at the Globe gave me the costumes. The show belonged to me, but we inherited all the costumes, beautifully made by the workshops at the Globe. So they've been travelling with me ever since. And when we got the Lucky Chance, I thought, wouldn't it be amazing to do a Christmas show? So we blew life back into the costumes, blew life into the script, put together a new company, and created this tiny theatre in Frome, and the show was absolutely magic. We performed to just 60 people. We were sold out every show. Every night felt like a Christmas tree. I can't quite describe it. I mean, it was such a dream come true. I know I'm sounding Pollyanna-ish, and I know it was hard work for everybody, but it was amazing. And we all just mucked together. We all did the front of house ourselves. You ran the bar. It was really a dream come true. It reminded me of why I wanted to make theatre when I was a kid. Those 1950s children's books about, let's get a group of friends together and make a show. And genuinely, it was so successful last year that we're going to do it again. It feels like, if we can afford it, it should be a Christmas tradition. So we're going to perform the Little Match Girl again. Slightly different company, but just as talented, just as beautiful. I might change some things. But we're going to keep the theatre the same. We perform in traverse, which is the way of describing. It's like a catwalk going down the centre of the space with audience on two sides. So it's quite an unusual way to watch theatre. Really intimate and really, really exciting.
Yeah, and if you came last year, you'd have been sat at tables and chairs, and there was a row in front. We're changing the seating a little bit this year, just to make it a bit more comfortable and to get a few more people in. But even so, I think we're still at about 75 people a night, so not many people a night can come and watch it. So
exclusive.
If you're thinking of going, we really urge you to book.
Yeah.
Book really quickly.
We sold out so quickly last year. So yeah, and we had to put on extra shows, but please book early. It really is special.
And it's a show, again, I feel like I'm sort of like hammering it home, but it's not a kids show, is it? I mean, kids will enjoy it from sort of 8 up, maybe, would you say?
Yeah.
But it's an adult show, isn't it?
I think it really captures, the wonder of the spirit of children, but it is actually about quite dark issues. Anybody who knows that story, the Hans Christian Andersen story, it's about child poverty. There's no getting away from it, and it's very, very sad. But it's deeply Christmassy as well, because it does challenge our moral compass. It does make you think about what we can do in this devastating world and how we can keep some magic and wonder. So it's got lots of deep resonances that adults enjoy. I think it's definitely great for 8 up. You want to bring, I always say adults and brave children. You wouldn't bring a 5-year-old to this because it's too long and a little bit complicated, but 8 up is fantastic. And there's lots of silliness as well. We do the Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah. We
do the Princess and the Pea, my particular favourite. So there's lots of other things scattered in, but it's a really for me, it's exactly what Christmas is about, which is it makes you think, it makes you laugh. It's really beautiful to look at, amazingly talented people, but it does make you think and think about others.
Yeah, and it's also a great evening out. I mean, the show is, I can't remember now, 60 minutes, 65 minutes long, 70, something like that, an hour and a bit. But we start at 7:30 and we've built this beautiful bar, which everybody's welcome to stay in after the show and stay and hang out with us. And it's kind of a great night out. I mean,
well, you can come early as well. We open the bar at 6:30.
Yeah.
Come for a drink before. watch the show. You know, the way that we work is that you can sort of see the actors warming up. You can see them sneaking into the dressing room. Not that we have one. It's also known as the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really fabulous event. Stay afterwards. Sometimes we sing carols afterwards just to get the Christmas spirit going. One of my favourite nights last year was when Shane MacGowan died and we all sang Fairy Tale of New York. It was fabulous.
Yeah, with its modified lyric.
Yeah, with some lyrics
some changes.
But yeah, that was a really magic when the whole of Frome sang in gratitude for a great man.
And because, one of the things is we looked at last year and thought, well, it's kind of great as an adult show and kind of for older kids. And I thought we should do something for the really little ones because we had some great success with the school shows we did last year. We invited lots of local Frome schools.
We worked with Jessica Frankham from the council to get schools parties in. It was such good fun.
And they were great fun.
It was so good. I will never forget the hilarity with the Emperor's New Clothes. I'm not going to give any more away, but there's a very good reveal and I have never seen kids laugh so much in my entire life. It was brilliant. It was
absolutely brilliant. And and we kind of thought we should maybe extend that this year. So we're doing a special show in the mornings, which is for 3 years and up. So for very small members of the audience and carers and mums and dads or whoever. And that's The Ugly Duckling.
Another Hans Christian Andersen story. So it's keeping the Hans Christian Andersen theme. And that is directed by Mike Shepherd from Knee High, with puppets made by the incredible Lindy Wright of the formerly of the Little Angel, one of the greatest puppeteers in Britain. So it's going to be magic.
Yeah, and I think Sarah Wright is also puppetry directing on that. So it'll be great. It will be intense and great and brilliant for the little ones. Yeah,
it's going to have. I can't wait. I love The Ugly Duckling. I just can't wait. And it's got live music as well, so it's going to be really special.
It's going to be really special. And if you want to come and see us, by the time this programme goes out, our website should be live. So you can find us at www.wisechildren.co.uk and all the information about what shows are on when, what times we're playing. We should say I think we start performances in that first week of December. I think we're still juggling dates a little bit at the moment. But broadly speaking, we play the whole of December up until, I think, the 22nd of December, because then we're off for Christmas. And then after Christmas, we start working on our next show. So if you head to www.wisechildren.co.uk, you'll find all the information there. Let's play another record.
Yes.
Because time's moving on. We're going to go back to, I can't remember if it was our second or third show, but it's Romantics Anonymous.
Oh.
Largely because I've just finished mixing the album after all these years, which is going to come out, I think, in the new year. And we can play something from that.
This was such a joyful show, and we did perform it, but only briefly because it was booked to have a tour in America, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And it never happened again, so holds a special place in my heart. What track are we going to play?
Well, again, you're ahead of me. I haven't actually chosen it yet.
Then I shall choose it.
Go on.
Oh, well, I know. Well, let's crack in with the end of Act 1, which is really exciting. Why don't we try something new? It's a chocolate factory. That's all you need to know. It's down on its luck. They're not selling any chocolates. And then they have a great idea about how to change the fortunes of the chocolate factory. Happy memories.
Wait! So they say your chocolate isn't good. Well, I object.
What are you doing? I thought we had decided.
It has its tradition, yes, and grace, traits I respect.
Everybody is looking at you.
And though I am tempted to resist, just this once I think I must insist. Maybe our tradition only needs a tiny twist.
What are you suggesting, Miss DeLonge?
Madame Marini said she might reconsider. She might place another order if we take a risk.
A risk? Oh no, I don't do risk.
What if we try to take a chance? What if we simply shift our stance? I'll admit that just the thought of change terrifies me too. But what if we try something new?
It will be no use. To try and fail will cause too much pain. It's too late for us. Too late.
I'll agree that we're stuck in a rut. But I promise you somehow
it's too risky, son.
If we make a bold and sweeping change, we'll be no worse off than now.
Remember the tradition.
I say we create a brand new line. Chocolate where the old and new combine. classic but contemporary too, and so divine.
Will everybody just stop singing, please?
What if we leap before we look? What if we don't go by the book? What if we shake the whole thing up? Maybe we'll break through. What if we try something new?
A new line. No, I have always used the same recipe.
I have spent my whole life being haunted by my fears, never going after what I wanted all those years. Fear is not an easy thing to master on your own, but I think we might avoid disaster if we're not alone. If we're not alone.
She's in love, she's in love. Angelique and the boss, well, they fit like a glove. They're in love, and perhaps all they need is the shove. They're in love.
So Madame really wants a change, different options to peruse.
Little bird, it's
Surely
time
we
to
can give her
fly.
what she wants. We've got nothing left to lose.
You were meant to touch
Picking
that
every
sky.
recipe we've got.
Chocolate that is sure to hit the spot.
It's a risk, but ready now or not, we'll take our shot.
This will be disastrous, something will go wrong. Spread your wings, you've got
What if
to
we change what's always been? What if we jump and dive right in? What if we break our old routine? Make the sweetest drinks the world has seen. Chocolate that's renowned around the world. Please it in luck
But how? How are we going to do this?
Mercier's chocolate maker, the savant. I'm going to find him.
It's time we try something new.
Oh, pure joy, that show. Pure joy.
It's a good one, isn't it? It was recorded live at Bristol Old Vic. I think it's actually taken from the shows we did in COVID, our live streams. I think that
wow.
one. Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. We used to give every audience member a piece of chocolate as well.
We did. I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, unbelievable, but
Unbelievable
really
we used to
magic.
do that. So, Little Match Girl, all over Christmas.
Yep.
Got to get your tickets.
Yep.
We'll recap the website at the end. What else are we doing? What's coming up at Wise
just
Children?
a few little shows.
Yeah.
It's actually really, really exciting. The company's doing really well. So this is how my life looks, our life. So the next thing that happens is my production that was a co-production with the RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company, of The Buddha of Suburbia is transferring to the Barbican in London. That happens in October. It's fantastic. If you know the book, you will know that it's an absolute riotous romp by Hanif Qureshi.
I was going to say, who's the book by?
The book, the amazing book, The Buddha of Suburbia by Hanif Qureshi. I adapted it, and it was a 5-star hit at the Swan in Stratford earlier this year, and it's going to the Barbican. And then that finishes and we go into rehearsals for The Little Match Girl.
Yeah.
We have Christmas off, and then we go into rehearsals for Wuthering Heights, which goes to, as I said, Australia, Singapore, China, Taiwan. And then we go into rehearsals for our new show, which is North by Northwest, Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest, which I have adapted. It's nearly killed me, there's so much plot, but I've adapted it. It's going to be really chic, a little bit of 50s sexiness, I think. It's all cocktail bars and revolving doors. It's going to be really exciting, and that takes us all the way through till April. So a really busy year, but I am not complaining because so many people don't get to do what they love with who they love, and you know, this really is living the dream, even if it is a lot.
There is a lot going on. So you can see us live. So we've got Buddha of Suburbia at the Barbican, North by Northwest happening up and down the country. All that information is going to be on the website. And if you do happen to be in Australia, you can come watch Wuthering Heights. But if you can't get to us in person, you can watch us and listen to us online, because we've got the podcast online. If you search on wherever you get your podcast, just search Wise Children and you'll find us there. Our original show, Wise Children, from the company Wise Children, you can watch on Digital Theatre Plus and Digital Theatre. You can also watch Flying Lovers, one of your other shows, on that. As I said, Wuthering Heights, if you didn't get to see it the first time around, that's available on Sky Arts and Now TV and Sky Glass. And Bluebeard, our last production, I think by the time this programme goes out, should be on Marquee TV. So you can always find us online. And if you're really desperate, Emma's Midsummer Night's Dream, you can still buy the DVD on Amazon, which sells surprisingly well.
Well, that has been on iPlayer recently because my Demetrius was Ncuti Gatwa, the new Doctor Who, everybody knows. So as the minute Ncuti got that gig, everybody was like, put it back on iPlayer. So it might still be on iPlayer.
It might still be on iPlayer, actually. So that's it. So we're going to finish up now. I'm going to remind you how you get tickets for Little Match Girl, which is head to our website, which is www.wisechildren.co.uk. It's www.wisechildren.co.uk. And all the ticket information about, and in fact everything about all of our shows is on the site. But you can certainly book tickets for Little Match Girl and The Ugly Duckling over Christmas at the lucky chance.
Come and join us. We're there every night. I'm there. I do front of house. We all run the bar. Come and say hello. Come and see the work. It's really special, and it's yours, Frome. It's yours, it's ours, it's why we do it, and it's our roots, and it's our community, and it's our heart and soul. Speaking of heart and soul, can I choose our play-out record?
Go on then.
I want to do This Is How We Finish, our production of The Buddha of Suburbia. It's one of my favourite tracks of all time. Oh, it's about everything. It's full of soul, full of love, full of hope. And it's Stevie Wonder's As.
As from Stevie Wonder's amazing album, Songs in the Key of Life. That's it from us. Thank you so much to Frome FM for letting us come on and tell you all about Wise Children. And remember to join us over Christmas at the Lucky Chance for our productions of Little Match Girl and The Ugly Duckling. We can't wait to see you. Tickets are available at www.wisechildren.co.uk. That's www.wisechildren.co.uk.